Hello students, welcome to our online platform. Myself engineer PP sir, your physics mentor. So students, in today's lecture we are going to discuss few pattern of questions based on semiconductor electronics. So let us see how different pattern of questions are asked from this topic. So let us see this first question which is based on concentration of charge carriers. In germanium specimen, germanium is doped with aluminium, and concentration of acceptor impurities, acceptor atoms impurity is given as 10 to the power 21 atoms per meter cube, and we are given that intrinsic concentration of electron hole pairs is 10 to the power 19 meter cube, and calculate concentration of electrons. So we will directly use the relation Ni square is equal to Ne into Nh, and from here we will calculate concentration of electrons, which is Ni square upon Nh. We are given value. So here Ne is equal to Ni is 10 to the power 19. So its square means 10 to the power 38 divided by, for acceptor impurities it is 10 to the power 21. So it becomes 10 to the power 17 per meter cube. So this is the concentration of holes in this given specimen. So first option will be correct. Similarly, next question, it is also based on the same concept. A silicon specimen is made into a p-type semiconductor by doping. So we are making here, or in our question, a p-type semiconductor is made by doping in silicon specimen. So on an average, one indium atom per 5 into 10 to the power 7 silicon atom is are doped. It means indium atoms are used as dopant in silicon atoms, and 5 into 10 to the power 7 silicon atoms are given to us. So number density of atoms in silicon specimen is 5 into 10 to the power 28 atoms per meter cube. Then number of acceptor atoms in silicon will be, so again the same concept will be used to find number of silicon atoms, number of acceptor atoms in silicon. So here again we will use the relation Ni square is equal to Ne into Nh. So what is given to us? We are given number density of atoms in silicon specimen. So 5 into 10 to the power 28 atoms per meter cube. So we will convert it in centimeter cube because our options are given in centimeter. So it is 5 into 10 to the power 22 atoms per centimeter cube. We are given that one atom of indium is doped in 5 into 10 to the power 7 silicon atoms. It means number of acceptor impurities are NH is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 22 atoms per centimeter cube divided by number of silicon atoms, which are 5 into 10 to the power 7. So it is almost equal to 10 to the power 15 atoms per centimeter cube. So it can be calculated by this way. Now see next question. We are given potential barrier of 0.50 exists across a PN junction if the depletion region is 5 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter wide. Intensity of electric field. It means, let us say that this is a PN junction and width of depletion layer is like this. So its width is generally represented by D, and a potential difference is produced between its ends, which is V. So electric field will be E is equal to V upon D. So here we are given barrier potential as 0.50 and depletion layer width as 5 into 10 to the power minus 7. So we can say it is as 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. So 5, 10 times 10 to the power minus 1. So E is equal to 1 into 10 to the power 6 volt per meter. So this is the barrier electric field, or we can say intensity of barrier field. So any option having such value will be the correct one. So option number A is correct. Similarly, next question. The next question we are given that a 2-volt battery is connected. So here in the given figure we can clearly see that a 2-volt battery is connected between terminals A and B. In the question we are given that when diode is in forward bias, then it offers zero resistance, and when it is in reverse bias, then it offers infinite resistance. So in this situation we have to find amount of current flowing through this circuit. So current flow can be calculated by simple concept of given data, which is in forward bias it is offering zero resistance. It means it will work. This diode will work only in forward bias. In reverse bias it is offering infinite resistance. It means no flow of current will be through that given branch. It means here this diode is in reverse bias, so in this branch there will be no flow of current. Hence we can say that we can assume that this branch is not connected in circuit as there is no flow of current. So here only 10 ohm resistance and a source are connected. So we will use the relation I is equal to V upon R. V is given as 2 volt and resistance is 10 ohms. So it is 0.2 ampere. So option number A is correct. Similarly, in next question, it is also similar pattern question. We are given again a circuit and current in the circuit has to be calculated. So again we can see that this circuit is having a diode in reverse bias, hence it will offer an infinite resistance in circuit, and we can assume it as simple wire. It means it is not connected, this resistance is not connected in circuit as there will be no flow of current. So again simply this is the way by which current will flow in the given circuit. So 30 ohm and 20 ohm resistances are in series and a source of 5 volt is connected. So again we will use the relation V upon R. So V is given as 5 volt and resistance is 50 ohms. So current will be 5 upon 50 ampere. It means option number B will be correct. So again next question. Now this question is based on transistor. So we are given that for a transistor amplifier in common emitter configuration for a load impedance of 1 kilo ohm, and we are given here number of electrons in HFE and HOE 50 and 25. So we have to calculate current gain. So simply use the relation. We will use the relation. Our relation is output current with respect to input current. Here we are given here in form of density. So we will use the relation minus HFE upon 1 plus HOE into RL. So HFE is given as 50. Again then 1 plus HOE is given as 25 and load resistance is 10 to the power 3. So it can be calculated by using this relation and we will acquire the desired answer. Now see next. So in the next question we are given in the following common emitter configuration an NPN transistor with current gain beta is equal to 100 is used. The output voltage of amplifier will be. So we can see that this amplifier is in common emitter configuration. Here we are given input voltage which is 1 millivolt. This is input resistance which is 1 kilo ohm. Output resistance is given as 10 kilo ohm, which is also known as load resistance, and we have to find output voltage. So simply we will use the relation. Here we will use the relation beta is equal to IB upon IC. IB upon IC, and I can be calculated as V upon R. I is equal to V upon R. It means input voltage with respect to input resistance and with respect to IC, IC is again V upon R. So it is VO upon RL. So RL comes in numerator and VO comes in denominator. Now calculate VO. So we can say that VO is equal to VIRL upon beta into RI. So from this relation we can calculate output voltage. So it is again simple, all the data is given to us and simply we have to make calculation. Then in next question again, while a collector to emitter voltage is constant in a transistor, it means we are given that VCE is constant. VCE is constant. Collector to emitter current is constant. The collector current changes by 8.2 milliampere. It means we are given del IC as 8.2 milliampere when the emitter current changes by 8.3, and del IE is given as 8.3 milliampere, and we have to find forward current ratio, value of forward current ratio. It means we have to find current gain. So first of all, in case of this configuration, we know that it is AI, or we can say HFE, forward current gain, is equal to del IC upon del IB. So we are having value of del IC but not having value of del IB. So we can calculate it. We know the relation that del IB is equal to del IE minus del IB. So it is 0.1 milliampere. Now place the value here. Del IC is 8.2 milliampere and del IB as 0.1. So it is equal to 82. So any option having this value will be the correct one. So option number A is correct. Now see the next question. So again, next question is, the transfer ratio of transistor is 50. Transfer ratio means beta. So we are given beta as 50. So we are given beta as 50. Let us see its calculation again. Then input resistance of transistor when used in common emitter configuration is 1 kilo ohm. So we are given input resistance. So input resistance is given as 1 kilo ohm. Beta is given as 50. And we have to find the peak value for an AC input voltage of 0.01 volt peak. It means we are given input voltage and we have to find peak output voltage. So VI is given as 0.01 volt and we have to calculate VO. So RI beta VI is given to us. We will use the relation. We know that beta is equal to IC upon IB. Beta is equal to IC upon IB, or we can say del IC upon del IB. So here I is equal to V upon R. So it is VI upon RI, and I is equal to V upon R. It means it is RL upon VO. So simply we have to calculate VO. We will use this relation here. Beta is given to us. VI is given to us. Input current is given to us, and we will use this relation to find output voltage VO. So again, this is a simple relation. Now see next question. So our next question is, in a common base amplifier circuit. So now we are given CB configuration. In CB configuration, calculate change in base current if that in ammeter current is 2 milliampere and alpha is given as 0.98. So we have to find del IB, and we are given alpha and del IC. Del IC is given as 2 milliampere. So our relation is alpha is equal to del IC upon del IE. Del IC upon del IE. So here we are given del IE as 2 milliampere. So first of all calculate del IC. So del IC is equal to alpha into del IE. Alpha is 0.98 and it is 2 milliampere. So 0.98 into 2 means 1.96 milliampere. It is del IC. So we know the relation that del IB is equal to total ammeter current minus total collector current. So del IC 1.96 and del IE is 2 milliampere. So it becomes 0.04 milliampere. 0.04 milliampere. So any option having this value will be the correct one. So students, that's it from today's lecture. Today we have discussed some pattern of questions based on semiconductor electronics. So I think this lecture is helpful to you. In next lecture we will talk about our new topic. So thank you students for watching the video. Keep supporting us. Keep liking the videos. If you have any suggestions for any scope of improvement, then please let us know. So thank you students. Thank you.